back to my channel. Like I said, y'all, I was away for a while, but I am back. Your girl is back. My name is Francilla. I did a live a few months back where I mentioned that I do want to diversify the content that I do share on this channel. Even though it is about my hair, my lifestyle and all that, I did want to talk about other stuff as well. And if you're not aware, I did do a huge career change, and based on that career change, I started a new YouTube channel, or a second YouTube channel, where I shared my journey from that career. And if you haven't subscribed to that channel yet, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. It's called My Next Location. So in today's video, I do want to share my journey so far career-wise, where I started, where I am now, and how that relates to my hair care journey, among other things. So the first thing is that I used to be a manager at Amazon. I started last year at about February thereabout. Well, I was with Amazon prior to that. I was working with the company in 2021, and I got promoted in 2022. So once I got promoted to a manager, I was relocated to somewhere down south of Seattle, and that's where my office was going to be. So I ultimately moved from the northern part of Seattle, or north of Seattle, to the south part of Seattle. And I was just doing the job, you know, and then it just got to the point. I know you all saw a video of me where I was super excited of getting promoted and just getting to that point of knowing that I had achieved the goals that I set. And I also did a video during my Vlogmas videos where I also shared that I felt like, oh my God, I finally got to the point where I had hit the level that I wanted to get to career-wise. Like, I set those things and naturally it just happened, you know. Obviously it took hard work and sweat, but we got there. But once I got to that position, I was no longer fulfilled. I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited about what I was doing. And at that moment, all I knew was that I wanted to travel. Your girl wanted to travel and experience the world, or even just be able to travel back and forth to my home country, which is Accra, Ghana. So even though I got this job that was paying well, I wasn't able to do so. I was always exhausted. I was always tired. And you all, people, let me tell you, managing people, it's not easy at all. It is a lot. It can be exhausting mentally. That's why they pay your managers well, okay? But then I like to work with my team as well. So where I could help, I would jump in and help as well. But I don't regret that. I enjoyed that. I think that was the best part of the job for me, because I would rather prefer to the physical than the mental, because it was so exhausting, y'all. I was always so tired. My schedule was working 4 days in a week and getting 3 days off, yet I was always super drained. I had no desire of recording hair videos or any content at all. I have this good job that's paying. I want to start something on my own, which is create content, and yet I'm too exhausted to even do that. So your girl had to switch. And if you know me, you know that my thought, or this is my perspective in life, unless it's my company or my business, I always have to put me first. If it's my business, then I put my business first, because it's ultimately my baby. But if I'm working for an organization, I've worked with enough organizations to know that corporate America cares nothing about you in the long run. It's profit oriented, and that's about it. It's the hard truth, it's the sad truth. So you have to prioritize your well-being, your wellness, and you first. You should come first. So if I'm with a company and I feel that this company is not serving me well anymore, or the benefit that I'm getting from this job is right now being outweighed by my wellness and my well-being, I'm dipping. I'm not loyal to nobody but me. I have to make sure I'm good, okay? I have to make sure I'm good first before anything else. I'm sorry. So once I noticed that I wasn't enjoying the job anymore because of how it was taking a toll on me, I decided to switch careers. So remember, I mentioned that I wanted to travel. So I was like, you know what? If I do want to travel, why not work with an airline company that offers those benefits and gives me the flexibility to be able to travel? So I started doing research and noticed that working in the airline industry would give me the benefit of being able to travel easily, but the specific job that I felt gave me a lot more flexibility was becoming a flight attendant. Your schedule value was already low, so you're not being scheduled automatically for 160 hours as a typical 9-to-5 job would be. So that was a plus for me, first of all. Plus I get the flight benefits, plus I get to travel for work. It was a perfect fit for me. So yes, your girl became a flight attendant, y'all. I became a flight attendant and I quit my job initially because of how exhausted I was. And I knew that whenever you're looking for a job, right, the state in which you're in impacts how you're able to be successful during the interview process. for your job hunting. What I did was I wanted to take a break for about 6 months from working completely, like cold turkey, just creating content and not working for anybody but myself completely for 6 months. So when I did my research about becoming a flight attendant, I noticed that even if you get the job offer, it takes a while before you actually go for training and then you start the job in itself. That was a good sign for me as well. I knew that once I went through the interview process, I was not going to start in the next 2 weeks or in the next 1 month. That was a plus. So fast forward, I went in, I applied to become a flight attendant, and then luckily I quit my job even before I got the job offer, because whether I got the job offer or not, I just did not want to work where I was anymore, and I did not want to work anywhere else in the meantime. So I quit my job in November of 2022, got my job offer by the end of November, and then I started the process of becoming a flight attendant. Once that happened, my training was scheduled for March 2023. I went through training, and right now, as of the time I'm recording this video, we are in November right now, 2023. So I've been a flight attendant for 6 months now. So that was a huge career change that I made. I stopped working at Amazon. I love my people. If you're watching this, I loved you all, but the job was just too exhausting. And being so young, I don't want to waste my life like this. I want to do whatever I do now, it has to be fulfilling to me. And you have to remember that. Always prioritize you. So I say all that to say that you can make your dreams happen, okay? Obviously, I had no dreams of becoming a flight attendant, but here we are. I just wanted to share my experience with you all, where I started from, how I got to where I am, and what I'm doing now. Once again, the channel that I have dedicated to my flight attendant life, it's called My Next Location, where I shared my journey. So just in case you're watching this video and you're considering becoming a flight attendant, please go ahead and check that out. I have a whole playlist on how to do that as well. If you do have any questions, also let me know. I just want to share a few lessons that I've learned going through this process and my journey from moving here to the United States, working here, working with Amazon, becoming a manager, then switching careers to becoming a flight attendant. I know it's huge and everybody thought I was crazy, but sometimes you have to know what you want and then figure out how to get it and go get it, okay? Go get it. The first thing that I would like to share is that set goals. Regardless of where you are or what it is that you want to do, set goals. Because I remember that when I was in college, I remember this so vividly because it became apparent in 2021 that, oh my God, I said I was gonna do this and I actually did it. I had this interview with this couple I was in Ghana then, and I had this interview because while I was in college, I was working as well. Like, your girl has been working since day one, okay? I have been hustling since day one. If you know me, you know that I don't play it, you know? I gotta do what I gotta do to keep it going, because I was just one of those people that just wanted to work, figure things out for myself. Fine, I had parents that were taking care of me and all that, but I did not like being dependent on other people. My family, my friends, no sugar daddy, no boyfriend, no whatever. Like, I like to be I'm that person that wants to take care of myself. I want to be solely financially responsible for me. So I've been working since day one, you know? And when I went for this interview and with this couple, and I remember about 8 years ago, and one of the questions they asked me was, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? And at that time, I was in college, and I think I was in level 200 or 300 or something like that. So I was in the University of Ghana, and they asked me that question, and I told them literally that I want to, once out of college, I do want to do my national service, and then after my national service, I do want to work for a while, like a year or two, and then get my master's in the next 2 years from the time when the interview was happening. I'm not really sure, the timeline is a little bit off, but at the end of the day, that was a whole plan, essentially working for 2 years and then doing my master's, and then obviously working myself to the point where I became a manager in the 5 years. So that was how I said it, and I wanted to do all this essentially before I was 30 years, and it did happen. I said that because I meant that, because that's what I wanted in the moment when I was being asked that question. Even when it was happening, even when I was making decisions and doing things to get me to that point, I never really thought about that goal in those moments until it finally happened. Oh my God, I said it and I did it. So my advice is always set goals, whether you're going to write it down on your phone, on a piece of paper or whatever, note it down, because whatever you say, whatever you speak out into the world, the universe, is likely to happen. Definitely be mindful of that. Set your goals, regardless of how difficult or how high or how big they might be. Go ahead and set them anyway, because you never know. Once I set all those things, I never set anything else that I wanted to do beyond that. So my goal was limited to the next 5 years, but then once I got to that point, I was like, oh my God, I still have more years to go. There's still more that I can do, which led me to this huge career change where I am right now. So now I'm setting new goals for the coming future. So yeah, definitely set your goals. I would definitely advise you on doing that for sure. The other thing also is that be intentional. Be intentional with the things that you do. If you do want to go to college, be intentional with the things that you're doing, the school, the course you're trying to study, the decisions that you're making. Don't make decisions because somebody else is forcing you to make them. Make decisions because you want those things. So definitely be intentional with the things that you do. When I moved here right after college and doing my national service, I was intentional. My goal was to become a manager. So what I was doing was I was working with companies and taking up positions that I knew would get me to that point. So if I ended up working with an organization and I noticed that growing in this organization is very hard, like everybody is stuck in the same place for like 10, 15 years, it means growth is very limited. I'm not going to stay with you. I will move on to the next one because I had a goal set and I wanted to achieve that. And anything that was going to hinder that or slow that progress, you had to go. You gotta go, okay? So definitely be intentional with the things that you do. I mean, I quite remember at some point I was schooling full time and I had like 2-3 jobs at the same time, because around that period I also had a savings goal that I had. I wanted to save a certain amount of money. So I was paying my own fees for my master's, and then I wanted to save a certain amount of money. And I think that's the reason why I've gotten to the point where I just want things to be more calmer, more slow, because at a certain point in my life I was going bam, 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 and now I'm more so ready to chill and relax because I feel like I've put in the work, I've put in the time, I've done all I could to get myself to where I wanted to go. So now I'm in the phase of life where I just want to chill, just chill, just relax, you know, taking it one day at a time. Third thing that I do want to share is that always prioritize your well-being. One thing I noticed throughout my process is that whenever I felt something was hindering my wellness or my well-being, I would let it go. I would drop it, especially now where I am right now. Take care of yourself. Your wellness is first. You won't get another body. You can get another job, you can get more money, you can get other stuff again, but your life is only one, and once it's gone, once you lose it, that's about it. So definitely prioritize your well-being. And lastly, don't give up, regardless of where you are. Like I said, at certain points in time, just to make ends meet, I was doing 3 jobs, and that's because I was an overachiever. I wanted to save a huge amount and do so many things, but at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is that I wasn't always comfortable. My family and I were not always comfortable, but we put in the work. We did what we had to do to get to the point where we can sustain ourselves. Obviously, there's still room for improvement, there's still room for growth, but never give up. Don't just throw in the towel and assume that because things are difficult now, they're going to stay that way. It would not. But this is just my advice for you all. Like, I feel like I've done so much and gone through so much where I can confidently tell you, do not give up. Keep working on your dreams. Keep making the moves that you need to make. If you want to travel, if you want to do A, B, C, D, put in the work. Don't give up. Go after what you want. So yeah, that's me. I just wanted to do this video just to share with you all who I was career-wise and the move that I made, especially if you've been watching my content about my hair and me starting work at Amazon and all of that. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.